This is the second video in the repeating flower pattern project. In the first project, I showed you how to make several different types of flowers, and in this video I'm going to show you how to put them together to create a pattern and how to fill an object. So this is something like what your finished product could look like. So we left off here. We had made all these flowers, and the one thing that I forgot to do was make a little filler pattern, and I chose to make a little heart. So I'm going to do that really quickly. I'm going to choose the ellipse tool and hold down Shift and drag a circle, and you'll notice that my color is set to white and my stroke is black. So I'm actually going to get my True Match panel, and just to refresh your memory, to open True Match, you open the swatches panel, pop this little menu open on the side, go to Open Swatch Library, Color Books, and True Match is the one down here on the bottom. I like True Match because it gives you lots of options. So let's say I'll go with a traditional color for my heart, a little soft pink there. So it changed the stroke to pink because I have stroke on top. So what I'm going to do is turn that to none, and then I'm going to click this to bring the fill forward, and then I'm going to choose pink again. There we go. So it worked that time. Now I'm going to convert this to a heart by taking the direct selection tool, clicking to deselect, and then clicking only the bottom anchor point. I'm going to hold down Shift while I drag this so it stays in a straight line. And I'm just going to estimate about there approximately. I'm going to convert that into a point instead of a round end point there. Then I'm going to rotate it. So I'm going to switch to the selection tool, hover the cursor outside the box until the little bendy arrow shows up. You'll notice when I click and drag, it tells me what percentage. I found out by experimenting somewhere between 20 or 25 is a nice angle. So I'm just going to stop right here at 23.08 and hope that that's good. I'm going to copy it by holding down Alt on the keyboard and clicking and dragging a copy. Then I'm going to rotate or reflect that. So Object, Transform, Reflect. And it's already set on vertical 90 degrees, and I can see a preview. That's what I want. So I'm going to click OK. And then just using the arrow keys on the keyboard initially, I'm just going to overlap those. And that looks pretty good. You might want to use the magnifying glass. Oh yeah, so I have a little gap right there. So I'm just going to nudge that over a little bit more. There we go. So using the selection tool, I'm going to draw a box around both items. Use the Pathfinder panel, which is not a default panel, so I have to go open it under Window, Pathfinder, and I will choose the first option, which is Unite. So now those two shapes are one shape. So Control 0 makes everything fit back on the screen. That heart is way too big, so I'm going to hold down Shift and use the corner key to shrink it a little bit. Now what I'm going to do is just use this area over here to create some sort of a pattern. So I like this a lot. I'm going to hold down Alt and drag off a copy, and Alt and drag off another copy here, but I'm going to shrink this one. So hold down Shift, make it smaller, hold down Alt to get a copy. Whoopsies. So it looks like I forgot to group those. So Control Z, I'm going to draw a box around this and go to Object, Group. So hold down Alt, drag a copy, and I will just, you know, make these all different sizes and arrange them until I like the way the pattern looks. I can also rotate them various ways to make them fit together a little more nicely. I'm going to put a lot of these guys. These are the little filler little leaf shapes. So I'll just scatter those around here and there on the edges, and I will rotate them and make some of them smaller and some of them larger, and just scatter them so that things are kind of interlocking. And then I'm holding down Alt every time I grab one of these so I can make a copy. I'll scatter my little hearts here and there. The important thing, or the thing that takes a little bit of fiddling around with, is once you finally get your pattern the way you want it, that you might have gaps that you need to fill to make it look nice. So I don't think I'm going to use that. Get this purple guy here, and I'm just going to do a simple one, not as elaborate, so it doesn't take as long here to show you an example. So let's fill this up a little bit more, and I'll show you what I mean about having to fiddle with your pattern if it has gaps in it. So we'll say that I'm finished with this. So I'm gonna use the hand tool, and I'm gonna scoot my desktop over a little bit, and I'm going to get the rectangle tool, and I'm gonna draw a project area over here. It's pink. I'm gonna change it to white. There we go. And in my swatches panel, I'm going to draw a box around what I want my pattern to be, and I'm going to take this, click it, and drop it. And can you see how I have the little plus sign? So it added that pattern to the swatches. So now I can click this, and then I can click the pattern, and it adds it inside my box. So you can see there's kind of blank areas right here where that doesn't look really good. So what I need to do is go back to the original and put like a few little leaf patterns here or something. So I'm going to go back to this. I'm going to grab one of these guys to kind of try to fill in that blank spot, and I'm going to grab another little heart. I want one going this way, and I'll put that over here. So now that I've done that, I'm going to draw a box around this to select the whole thing, drag it over here to make a swatch. Now I'm going to click this, and we'll see the difference. So I'm going to click the second one. So now this area is filled in a little bit, but now I kind of have a gap here. So I need to add something above the pink flower, and looks like I need to add something kind of in this area and in this area to round it out a little bit, because I have this like giant white area that I don't like. So I think you get the idea that now it's just a matter of balancing things out. I think one of these little purple things might look cute up here. I think I need another one of these green things up here. I probably need a few more hearts. And let me draw a box around this. Put it in my brush panel and see what it looks like. Okay, so, oops. You can see the idea now I think I have too many hearts together, so I'll just keep fussing with this until I get the pattern the way that I like it. So let me go back to this one, which is one that I worked on for a long time, and you can see that I don't have any big, large white areas. One right here, but it's not too bad. So how do you apply it to an object? So what I did, let's see, I think I'll move this down and I'll work in this area right here. So I just got off the internet. I'm going to go to File, Open, and I saved it to my desktop. It was just a picture of an iPhone. Here we go. Oh shoot, really? Okay, let's try that again. iPhone. Okay. Well, let's try that again. iPhone blank. And let's just use this one right here. And I will right click and copy it, and let's see if I can paste this. Oh, edit, paste. There we go. All right, so what I'm going to do is just use this to draw on top of. So I'm going to get the rounded rectangle, and I'm just going to make approximately the same size. I'm going to hold down the space bar so that I can move it down. Right, this. I'm going to change it to, we'll go ahead and put a gray stroke around it, and I will make it white. There we go. And now I also need to draw that little window. So temporarily, I'm going to use the move tool. I'm going to send this behind it by using Control bracket, which is next to the P key. So Control bracket sends that to the back. Now I'm going to get the rounded ellipse again. I'm holding down the space bar so that I can move it. This is going to be my little window. And it still has the same attributes that I gave to the first one. So now I'm just going to delete this picture. Don't need it anymore. There's my iPhone. So I'm going to click the iPhone, and then I will put my pattern in it. Now, what if this is 100% scale? I think it could be a little bit smaller. I think it would look good. So what I'm going to do is double click the scale tool, which is right here, and I will try, well, you can see it's scaling my object, so I'm going to unclick that, and I don't want it to scale my strokes and effects. I want it to scale the pattern. So here it is at 45%. Here's a preview at 65%. I think I like 65, so I'm going to click OK. And I'm going to click off of it, and I like that. I'm going to go with that right there. I like it when it's a little bit tilted. I think it looks nice. So let's grab both of those, hover the cursor on the outside, and there's my iPhone cover. Now, what if you didn't want it to be white? What if you wanted it to be blue? So I'm going to take the rectangle tool. I'm going to draw a box over my project, set this to this nice blue color. Now I want this to be behind everything, so I'm just going to hit Control and bracket key, bracket key, bracket key, bracket key over and over again until it goes to the very bottom, and I can see all of my flowers. And that looks like it right there. So now I'm going to take my selection tool. I'm going to draw a box around everything, click and drag this to my swatch panel right there. Let's see if I can change this now. I don't know what that is. That looks ugly. So let's try this one. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I'm not sure what that first thing was. So anyway, there it is with a little blue background instead of a white background. So those are all the, oh, I know why it had that ugly thing on it, because I left a stroke. So let me take that stroke off. And yeah, that's why you can see this line on it. So, right, there we go. So that's the end of this project. Have fun. You don't have to apply it to an iPhone. You can apply it to something else, like maybe a dress pattern or a t-shirt or something like that. Whatever you like. That's it for this video.